Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to Two Girls with a Mic. I am your host, Joey Trella. I'm here with my co-host, Sarah Rose,
Hello,
our
everybody.
lifestyle editor. Welcome back.
Welcome. Episode 5.
We're kind of going through these pretty fast.
We are. I can't believe we're at 5. That means 5 weeks we've been doing it. Over a month.
I don't believe that.
That's crazy.
But you want to introduce our special guest today?
Oh, I would love to, Joey. We have a very special guest today, and that is Miss Brynn. Brynn, I don't know your Krug. I know her last name.
I was like, just at least pronounce it right. I butchered Angelino's name, so we just don't need that twice. But
Did I pronounce it right?
I think so.
Krug?
Yeah.
Brynn Krug.
Yeah, Brynn Krug.
This is the lovely Brynn Krug. Brynn, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Pretty
Brynn
good.
is our chief copy editor at The Star. She is the big top editor here. She looks over all the pieces, most pieces.
Mhm.
So we appreciate the work that she does.
Thank you.
I just want to put a side note. Me and Sarah did not intend to match today. For those who are watching our video version of this, we have same shoes, same shirts, same color pants.
If only I was wearing a green bra, I told Joey that would be creepy. But yeah, we are.
I was gonna say what color's your underwear. We don't even match all that way.
You guys should send me a text or something.
I
coulda
know.
I just saw her walk in. I'm going, no way.
Completely unintentional. It's funny though.
Yeah. All right, should we get into it?
I would love to.
Do you want to start?
I would love to. So, our first topic is going to be over something that's been trending on TikTok. I don't know if it's been trending on Instagram or Twitter, but I know TikTok has, because recently Biden gave a speech, again, I haven't watched the original video, saying that women are going to be drafted into the military now, into like war.
Yeah. With
And
all the issues
all
that
the-
are going on.
yes.
We can't
And the
accurately say stuff because we don't know much.
in the world right now.
Yeah.
And of course TikTok does what TikTok does and turns it into a whole meme. But it's the girlies that have been on this trend. And they have been making fun of this draft and making all these videos. Most of them are like slideshows of how girls would act in the war, and they're really funny, and I haven't seen them all over. I know Joey's made.
I made one and publicly shamed myself because the last 2 pictures are from me in like 9th grade making a war joke, and my friend group uses it against me on the regular. And so when they started talking about it, I was just like,
What, it's you in what, a shower cap? Like,
I was trying to keep a hairstyle, and so I took my mom's shower cap, and I was just thinking of, oh my god, this reminds me of like back in the olden days, like, you know, when you see the shows, they wear those like little caps in like the 1700s, whatever.
Anne of Green Gables. Yeah.
Yeah. Brynn, have you heard this trend?
Yeah, it's definitely all over my For You page. I like the ones where it's like that clip of Trisha Paytas, and she like I think it was a My Chemical Romance music video that she remade, and it's just her like screaming in like a military.
No!
I love those ones.
I like Trisha Paytas. Obviously, there's issues with her, but my God, she is so hilarious.
Yeah.
That girl has done everything under the sun.
And with those music videos she's talked about, like she's spent lots of money on them. Like I think it could have cost like millions to do it.
Is
But
it
it's
the
like,
music
yeah.
video where she's crawling in
Yeah.
the dirt too?
Yeah, she has like the brown uniform on, the cap, and she's holding a gun.
Yeah.
No! I don't know. It's very funny.
I feel like this isn't even the first like meme or trend that's used like Trisha Paytas music video
Oh my
clips.
goodness.
No, never. The classic one is the Troy Bolton one.
Yes, I know what
yeah.
you're talking about.
That one's good. I love that one.
I appreciate her commitment.
Hey, if she's spending like thousands of dollars on this, she's committed.
Yeah.
But yeah, would you guys be drafted?
No, I know we talked about
Yeah.
this at homecoming.
Well, I mean, don't you like not have a choice about getting drafted?
No, but
Yeah.
There's
I-
requirements that you have to make.
Oh.
I can't. I'm gonna let you say why you can't. I can't because I have an autoimmune condition.
I can't because I'm deaf.
And you,
I also have an autoimmune condition.
We're free. We're safe.
Dude, I didn't know that was like a requirement. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I had this brief stint when I was a little kid where I was like, it'd be fun to be in the Air Force. I think that's really cool. What they do is really cool. So I told my mom about it, and she was like, you can't do it. I'm like, why? It's just like, you're deaf. And I go, okay. It's like, didn't know it barred me from that much.
Yeah, you have to be like healthy to be in the military.
Isn't that why, like, in the military movies they show like the draft of like men and they like test like everything, like their height, their body weight and everything. I think that's kind of what they do.
That's part of it. And you have to like send over all your medical records too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank God though, because I'm not fit for combat.
Oh my God, no! I wouldn't make it past boot camp.
Oh my God, no.
How would we act, and like how would you act if you were in combat though? Like what would be the first thing you do when you get dropped off in the middle of combat?
Cry.
Me too.
I could not handle it. There's no way. Like physically, mentally, nah, it's not for me.
I would just go, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Any chance?
Me too. I would probably like, I don't know, what is it called, the tanks? I'd probably drive the tank into like a tree or something.
My favorite thing that I've seen, and I did this to my friends as well, is like, what is our song that we're playing in the tank as we're going into war?
Oh.
What would your guys' song be?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard one. Probably like Grenade by Bruno Mars. I don't know. Something I can sing along to.
I feel like
scared.
Ski would be really funny. It would get me prepped for combat.
Oh, you know what? That's a good choice.
A popular one that I saw was Party in the USA.
Oh, that's good.
Classic.
On
Can't
theme.
go wrong. What would I want? Probably something from Pitbull. Fireball.
Pitbull's great.
Straight.
We gotta be blasting that. Oh my God, Pitbull is good and Ski is good. I feel our playlist would be bomb in that.
No
tank.
pun intended.
No pun intended.
Any comments on this, Brynn? Like anything in general about this trend or about us women being drafted, which I don't think is actually true.
Yeah, I tried to do some research on it this morning, and I looked up like Biden saying it and couldn't find like any clips of Biden saying it. I found like an article that was about like the origins of the trend, and there was this one like random old dude who like made a TikTok that was like, they're not going to draft my daughter or something, and like saying that he didn't think women should be drafted because he didn't want his daughter to be drafted.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the comments on that were like, oh, Biden didn't actually say this. It's like something that's been proposed. But I'm like, proposed where? Like I never actually like saw the actual source. So I feel like it could all just be based on a rumor. But I do also think it kind of like speaks on the way that news now spreads.
Yeah.
Because I literally didn't hear anything like from an actual news source about women being drafted.
Yeah,
So
I
you
didn't
did.
either.
Yeah, I just saw like all these TikToks, and it like I like saw the TikToks and I assumed that like the law had been passed. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's not good.
You know what I was seeing was that well, the draft hasn't been a thing in like forever. It was banned. And so I was thinking like because the men's draft is not a thing anymore, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's not because I think I saw something. Let me look. Is the U.S. able to draft? On hold. The United States has not had a draft since 1973. Congress and the president would have to authorize a draft. In case of a national emergency, the Selective Service will follow this process to draft eligible young men. And this is from USA.gov.
Oh, wow. You know what I think someone did? Because when I've been seeing the memes, it's always in, like, the slideshows.
Mm-hmm.
And the first photo is always this, like, grainy picture of Biden, like, speaking in a mic with his hands like this. And then the person, like, puts the text over it. And it had quotation marks, which I think is why I thought it was real. And it said, like, women are now being drafted to the military. And it makes you think that, like, Biden actually said that. And that's the picture from that speech. But I think that's just what somebody created, and then the trend blew up.
Yeah, my guess is that.
But
Excuse me.
I would like to sign out this. I'm a book girly, so I'm forever delusional. And I would just say my favorite ones are the ones that pertain to like book tropes, because I feel like if I got like captured by the enemy, I would immediately try to start you know, a little enemies to lovers romance, which is so delusional. I know. But like, hey, if we're really doing enemies to lovers, how far of the spectrum are we gonna get? I think that would be crazy.
I think you can't get any closer from like
I know.
enemies to lovers.
Like completely delusional. But I feel like that's how I would be acting.
But what if it was like a really, really bad person? Like,
I'd probably like kill him. I wouldn't even make it that far. Let's be real. I'd already be dead. But I would try.
Yeah. Well, on to the next topic. I think we talked everything about that.
We did.
So my favorite trend right now is the girl math trend, and I have talked to many people about this. Oops.
Do we want to give like an example of what?
Yeah.
Girl math
So
is?
girl math is how our brain tries to save money in like the most unrealistic form. So the popular one that I see is the Starbucks reloading app of like money. I started doing that after I saw some girls do it, and I'm like, you know what? That's actually kind of smart. It does save money in a sense, but so that's like an example. So like if you put $30 in it, you basically don't spend the amount of money that you're going to Starbucks each day for. Instead, you spend $30 in one day, and then the next few days is $0.
There you know?
Makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
I feel like that specifically could actually save money because you're budgeting out. Like, whenever I get, like, spend money on Starbucks, I am not keeping track of how much money I'm spending. I'm just like, oh, coffee here, coffee here. But then it's like, that's actually, like, a specific way to say, this is how much money I spend, like, per week. So, in reality, probably is saving.
I check my bank account every time I'm in the Starbucks drive-through line because I'm like, do I have enough to spend here? I have enough money coming in. I just spend it too quick.
Just go to Dunkin'.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. But yeah, that's pretty much an example. Like, what is your guys' favorite versions of girl math you've seen so far?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but one of the most popular ones is girls saying that if you pay for something with cash, it's free because it's not coming out of your bank account, which to me makes sense. Even if I like withdrew that money, you know, weeks ago.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
My dad brings me money sometimes every time he sees me, and so when I spend that money immediately, I'm like, I haven't spent money in like 3 days, but in reality, I spent cash. But it doesn't hurt my bank.
Yay!
See, I don't know how I feel now, but like in the past have felt the opposite. Because
Really?
like for a while, like I would only pay with stuff in cash. So then it's like, oh, that's real money. And like when I first got a bank account, it was like I worked for months like without spending anything. So then it was like I had enough money that like when I bought stuff, it was like, oh, this is infinite money. Like I know that's like, I feel like since the money in my bank account, it's not like it's tangible. Like it's actually just a number on an app in my phone. Like
That's
it's not real to
true.
me. So it's like, I mean, that's bad for spending. But honestly, I feel like, I mean, I don't even use cash anymore. I have like a phone wallet with my card in it. So like,
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even keep cash, but I don't know. I've always felt like cash is real money, and it's like it's literally just a number on my phone. Like that's not money.
Yeah,
That's very true.
I will say that's exactly how I felt like many, many years ago when I first found out that the money, like my bank account number, isn't just a wad of cash like sitting in a vault somewhere in a bank. It's like there is no cash. It is a number. It's not tangible. The money is just like circulating around the country through banks, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I think like with the money, like with the age of like credit cards and all that stuff, we kind of just forgot that money is actually supposed to be like money that you hold, not
Absolutely.
the bank.
Yeah,
Which
I agree.
I think that's also what parents are kind of maybe forgetting to teach their kids, because my dad's just not shaming my father on here at all, but he kind of just gave me like he set up a bank account for me, and like I sat with him and everything. But I only know like the basics of it. Like I don't know
Same
like the
here.
full extent of
Same
how
here.
to work a bank or whatnot.
Yeah.
But with Girl Math, there are other versions I've seen. I don't know if you guys have seen these.
No.
I've seen every single one version of that it lists on here. So Girl Calculus is basically like, it was a boyfriend that posted this, and the boyfriend was like, have you heard of Girl Calculus? It's basically when if we're given a little snippet of information about somebody to find, we can find like everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like, I've done it before. My friend sent me a picture of like a guy, found him in like 5 minutes.
I believe that.
Like it's pretty easy, I think. And like girls apparently just have that stereotype to do that so easily
Or
too.
the FBI.
But what do you think about that one?
My best instance of that is one time years ago, I saw this guy at a movie theater, and like I didn't know his name or anything, but I was like, ooh, he's kind of cute. But then I realized I recognized him from a play that I had seen. So I like went home, found like the program for the play, found him in the program, found his name. And then, like, I couldn't find him on Instagram, so I, like, went to, like, the play company.
Yeah,
and, like, went through
there
their
you
followers.
go.
And I was, like, I was so proud of myself because I'm, like, I literally just saw this random person at a movie theater, and now I have his Instagram.
No,
Bro.
He had a private account, so it didn't
that
really matter
works.
anyway.
That's insane.
That
Because
is-
I think y'all can do that in some sort. But I don't know why men don't think they can do that. Because I think they still like putting the effort in for it.
Yeah. They also underestimate us. I think I've said this on here before, but like, women talk, and women will always find out things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We just have the brain.
We just know everything. And then dog and cat math. Excuse me. Dog and cat math. That's basically like, it was a weird one. Let me see if I can find it. But basically, it was just like how their order of like their day goes. Like if the food is not ready by 5, it's supposed to be ready at 4. It's like, you know, like the stereotypes of cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just kind of turned into like a math version.
Oh.
Like,
Are
I know you
these-
have cats, so like, what would
Yeah.
a cat math be?
Yeah, are these like the ones where the cat like doesn't get fed at 4, and then the audio is like, this nincompoop is standing here with
Mhm.
with like no food for me.
Yep. I'm trying to see if I liked it because there was a couple.
So it's
that-
like how a dog or a cat would think.
yeah, like how would we think? How would as animals? I guess that's what it pretty much was. It was just talking about like certain like day in the life things that like they would like pretend to expect more.
Aww.
It was cute, but it was also like kind of jokesy from like those like obsessed pet owners.
Oh
type of
yeah,
things.
I know who you're talking about.
But what do you guys have animals, and what would their math be?
I don't know.
What pets do you have?
Okay, so I have a dog. Her name is Roxy. She's
Aw.
very old. And then I have 2 cats.
Ooh.
One who's technically my cat. Her name's Cinder, and
Like
Then-
Cinder?
yeah.
Okay.
It's not after the book. Everyone always asks that. It was like I was like, I want something like Ash, but then it was like Cinder, like a cinder like Ash. So that's because she's gray. And then I have another cat, which just got over this summer. And so he's still technically a kitten, but like he is growing rapidly. He's huge.
Oh, yeah.
And his name is Greg.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg. He's still in his violent era. He gets crazy. He attacks. Oh my gosh, he would always like jump on me, but I think he's better now. But he's back home.
But like,
So-
what do your cats like expect from you? That like, can you tell when they're like needy and like when they expect something?
Yeah, I mean, Greg just like, I don't know. All he does is attack. Like he's not needy. But my mom was talking about how like now every morning when like, I think it's when she feeds my dog, my 2 cats also come and like they each want a little bit of food. So like every single morning she has to like feed all 3 of them like a little bit of like wet food, like otherwise they like throw a fit. So I think they're getting picky with their food, especially my dog. if she doesn't get fed her dinner, she throws a fit and just starts barking at you. And sometimes even after she's had her dinner, she's annoying and she wants more and she'll bark at you again. So
that's like a perfect example.
yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
That's a perfect example of girl math or animal math because like the cats, they're like, if the dog gets fed, I get fed. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Brynn, where do you live?
Rockford.
I didn't know you had cats. I'm pulling up to Brynn's house in Rockford to see the cat.
She will find cats anywhere.
That is so adorable. Oh my god. You have to show me pictures after this.
I will.
My roommate has a cat. His name is Jinx. Sarah has met him.
I love Jinx.
He's chaotic. Basically, his would be, if I lay on you, you have to pet, or else I will bite you. Well, he doesn't bite. He like nips. You know, like those like love nips or whatever they call it. He does that, and I'm just like, stop. And I will try to like stop petting him, move over, and then he'll come back and like nudge me to pet him. So he's like, if I'm near you, you have to pet me.
Aww. I love Jinx. They're not mine, they're my sister's, but they're like my niece and nephew, I guess. My sister has 2 cats, Pickles and Beans, and Pickles, he's fat, and so he still wants food, and he will whine if we don't, like, give him food, but we're trying to, like, cut down on it. And also, whenever he knows, he's a smart cat because he knows which cabinet the treats are in. And so if we open that cabinet just to get, like, other things that are not the treats, he'll come and, like, try to get on the counter and ask for treats. Even though we're like, no pickles, like, no treats now. He'll be like, meow, and, like, want the treats because he knows, like, that cabinet holds the treats. And he thinks we're getting the treats for him, but we're not. And then Bean, she's tiny. She's, like, a baby still. She'll, like, jump on your legs, which means she wants to be held. And so you have to hold her and you have to pet her until she wants to get down or until she, like, crawls off you and scares the heck out of you. But that would be my cat's math.
Aww.
They're very cute. I love them.
I love animals. I used to have a dog, and his math would be he would crawl around my neck like a cat.
Aww.
Like he used to act like a cat, but he would crawl around my neck, and every time I was eating popcorn, so if he's laying there, I would have to feed him popcorn, or else he'll just like nudge forward and keep trying to get it, and I'm like, all right,
that's
fine.
So cute.
Yeah, he was adorable. But those are all the versions of girl math that I've seen. You guys really haven't seen any others?
No, but much like how the marshmallow trend worked, I have not seen any of these, but my TikTok, my phone's listening to me. They'll appear.
Yeah. Because it showed up right after we talked about that, right? For
it
marshmallow.
Did, and I got another marshmallow trend video yesterday, actually. So it's making its rounds.
I actually didn't have any of the girl math stuff like on my For You page, but I looked it up on TikTok this morning, so I like watched a couple. So like I know the trend, but it was not on my For You page.
Interesting.
But I also feel like I probably have a very niche For You page. Like so I'm not surprised.
I want to go through a day where I go through every staffer's For You page and like.
Oh dear God.
Because I know some of them have really interesting ones. I'm calling out Mike specifically. I've seen his. I'm like, hello. But yeah, one day we'll do that, Sarah.
Yes.
We'll have each staffer come in and be like, show us. Not publicly shaming, just looking at it.
Curiosity. Brynn, can you like tell Joey and tell everybody how many saved TikToks you have?
What?
I don't know how this happened.
Literally,
I'm pulling it up so I can get the specific one. I've never met someone else who has anywhere near to what I have saved. And honestly, like, there's no point in even having stuff saved because I have so many videos saved. Like, there's no way. You mean
like saved onto your phone?
No, like the saved folder.
Oh, I was about to say that one. That's insane.
Yeah.
So take a guess.
I want to say like over 10,000.
Yeah.
It went up.
I don't know how this happens.
Do you just like want to think you're going to go back to it later, or are you just using that as a like instead?
Kind of both. Well, actually, it was first it started, there was this one era where I would always get like really long videos on my For You page, and I would not have the patience to watch them. So I would be like, but I don't want to miss out on this information. This could be interesting. So I would save it and be like, I'll come back to it later, and then never watch it. So a couple of them are probably those. But also for a while, my sibling didn't have TikTok. So I would save a bunch of videos to like show them.
I did that.
And now I have another friend who doesn't have TikTok. But like this is when she's my roommate. So like I save videos and then it's like, oh, do you want to watch TikTok together? And then I'll like go through them because like I don't want to send someone a link. Like it's not as funny if it's a link.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, here's a big reveal. I currently have 18,000 posts saved.
It literally says 18.0K.
Yeah, so I just hit 18,000. Yeah. See, I would be like, oh,
how
sort
far
through
back
them.
do you think that goes?
Probably like 3 or 4 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
you
but
probably have like archives of all these trends and like famous people.
Imagine how many deleted videos there are in there.
Yeah, but it's like going through all of that. That would be a lot of work. I'm in college. I have a job. I don't have time for that.
You're like, good enough.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever get bored, you could go through that.
Yeah, but then it's also like, if I do that sometimes where I'm like, let me just like unsave a bunch of stuff. But it's like I start at the top. So then it's like the first like 100 videos or so. It's like I've already gone through and like picked through those. So then I just have to scroll and then look at the same thing over and over. It's just too much work.
True.
I also like don't look at videos people send me either. So that's usually at like 300 or something.
Oh my god.
I'm horrible.
Yeah, I don't think I have that many saved. I save when I want to go back to it, and then I never do.
Yeah.
So that's my problem.
I think I have like 121 saved, and they're quite literally all
She
edits.
knows the exact number.
They're all edits, so.
No, like I save edits. I also save stuff. It's like sometimes it'll be like products, and I'm like, oh, this is a product I would be interested in purchasing. So it's like I save it and then forget about it, or it's like a brand, or like I'm like, oh, I like her outfit.
Yeah,
I like her makeup.
I always save the Amazon ones.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. I just like, oh, I'm gonna get that, and I never do. It doesn't work out. But lastly, I want to talk about movies with you. There's a bunch of upcoming movies. I just jumbled all my words together. Sorry, Anna. But and I found this IMDb has a list of all the upcoming stuff. So if you guys ever want to look, it's on there. There's a few that I want to point out. So Five Nights at Freddy's, if everybody knows the game, it's turned into a movie that's coming out this Friday.
Yeah?
I thought it was Thursday, though, because I was told by our friends that they're going to see it Thursday night.
Well,
Is it a... Oh, go
can't
on.
there be like a midnight showing or something?
I was told like 7:45. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe some theaters are releasing early.
Yeah, maybe like AMC has early showings.
Maybe that. I don't know. I haven't looked.
But all the way out here in DeKalb, in the middle of nowhere? I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah. But Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't know if you guys ever played the game. I did on an iPad. And I also watched Markiplier's videos of it. They were always so funny.
Aww.
So I know a pretty good amount of it. What about you guys?
I honestly don't even know what the game is. I just know the characters and that they come alive at night and start killing like people. But horror is fun, and it also stars Josh Hutcherson.
He's in this?
Yeah, he's the main character.
Miss Joey.
I didn't know that.
I was gonna say, that's such a
minute.
big draw to the film.
He came out of his cave, wherever he was in Hollywood.
Oh, is he the security guard?
Yeah.
I was like, if he's Freddy, that's really weird.
Miss Girl.
No, like I think I've actually only played the game myself like one time, but like my friends are into it, and like I always see stuff about it, so I feel like I have like a general grasp on like I know all the characters and like the lore, and I've seen like, well, not all the lore. I think it's extensive.
It's
like,
a lot. They've done like really extended versions.
But I've seen like watch like YouTube videos and stuff. So like I don't actually play the game, but like I'm excited also because I feel like this is such a good movie to like see with a group of friends. And like that's what I'm planning on doing, and that's such a fun experience to like go to the theater with all your friends. So I'm excited for it like for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
It's interesting to see a game turned into a movie.
I
Yeah.
always think they're interesting.
They've done it with like Sonic the Hedgehog,
Mhm.
Mario and all that stuff, but I feel like this is like the first one that isn't like a character, not character. What are like? They're like a brand, What-
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
know
talking-
what you mean.
Yeah, like it's more of a game. Like, yeah, like Sonic, that's just a character. It's like they could like make any movie with any plot and it just has Sonic in it. Where it's
Yeah.
like this is more the story of like the game you would play.
Yeah, it's like a game but turned into real life,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard the creator has worked very closely with the director on the movie, so that's always promising when you hear that.
Yeah, and I think this movie is definitely going to bring out a lot of strong opinions because like there's so many people who are such like diehard fans of the games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if it isn't accurate, they're going to be pissed. And then
Yeah.
there's going to be other people who are just watching it for fun. So like
Yeah.
Like me.
I feel like it's
Like
going to
me.
be it's definitely I feel like it's going to make a lot just because people are going to want to see it.
Mhm.
But I don't know how it's going to be, but I'm a Josh Hutcherson fan.
Are you a
and-
horror fan? Like
Yeah, I
thriller
am.
fan? Okay. I'm not. I get scared too easily. I know. I could take off my implant, but it's fine. Sarah's trying to crack all the deaf jokes she can.
I was gonna crack one earlier, but that would have been too mean.
But I think this one will be really interesting. I'm excited. I probably will see it with our friends, and hopefully it does come out Thursday because we can't see it over the week. I can't see it over the weekend.
Right.
We're leaving for Atlanta, so.
Yeah, and it's Halloween, so we're gonna be pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
But-
perfect release date for the movie too.
Yeah.
Right before Halloween.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the next one I put down, I haven't heard much about this, but it has Allison Brie in it and John Cena, Freelance. It's like this major action movie. You know-
Ooh. Oh, you know what? I have seen trailers for this.
I've seen a trailer, but I haven't heard much about it. It's just about an special force operative takes a job to provide security for a journalist as she interviews a dictator. But a military coup breaks out in the middle of the interview, and they are forced to escape into the jungle where they must survive.
Ooh.
Thought it was
Very
interesting
interesting
because
plot.
we are a journalist company here,
Yeah.
so
Any movie with journalists are pretty interesting. I don't know if I'll see this, but I do remember seeing trailers for it, and it.
yeah,
It
I don't
looks
think I'll see it
semi-good.
either. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's like gonna be like every other comedy action movie
That's
with
Yeah.
big stars that comes out. So I mean, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna see it. But I feel like this is one of those movies where it's like you want to go to the movies just to go to the movies, and it's like, oh, what's
Oh,
on?
yeah.
And then it's like
Yeah.
you end up watching it.
I think they just have a good cast for it, which is good.
Yeah,
But I don't think they made it advertising pleasing enough.
yeah.
To
Today's
watch.
my first time hearing about it. Like I didn't even see a trailer for it.
Yeah, no, I've seen maybe trailer twice for it, but I don't know. Seems interesting, but wanted to mention it because
Yeah.
journalism always. Another thing that IMDb shared was that 6 horror movies are coming out on Halloween.
Best day.
It's listen carefully. A Wicked Breed, Crypt of Evil, Dark Haven, He Killed in Ecstasy, There Is No Sanctuary. I don't recognize any of these names, but that's insane. That's a lot of
Yeah.
horror movies, I feel like.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's people who are gonna go on a binge to the theater to see all of them.
Maybe they're AMC's or theaters are gonna prep it in a way where people can do that, because I've seen them do that
That would
before.
be smart.
Yeah, I get the release date on Halloween because then it's like, oh, you can go see it on actual Halloween. But
Mhm.
also I wish that they would all come out earlier because that's my whole thing in October. I want to go watch horror movies, so I feel like it would be more beneficial for them to come out earlier, and then it's you would actually have time to see them.
Yeah. Sometimes they're one of those movies where it's a one-day showing, but
Yeah.
they're all new movies, so they have to stay in for a while. But I think it's weird that there's a bunch of new.
I don't know. I was looking into them, and a lot of them did seem more obscure. So maybe it's they're not all being in theaters. Maybe it's just IMDb is specifically highlighting them because they know that people will be looking for Halloween horror.
Probably, yeah.
That's true.
Do you guys recognize any of these?
I don't, but some of the posters look pretty intriguing. I'm not going to be able to see them on Halloween, but I'll probably see one of them in theaters.
Yeah, the posters are kind of scary a little bit.
I love that.
I don't like horror, like I said. This is not pleasing to me. But the next one I saw is Priscilla. Priscilla?
Priscilla?
Sorry, I said an extra R in there. Priscilla. That's with Jacob Elordi, and I'm excited for this version. I know everybody was on Austin Butler's hype, but I see Jacob Elordi as Elvis very well.
100%, yeah. And obviously, like, Jacob Elordi is so talented. Like, I think you guys have seen Euphoria, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his.
I know of it, yeah.
But his acting in that is so good, and I watched the trailer.
Good.
He seems good, and also like, I feel like it's like they didn't try to like doctor up his physical appearance to be like so recognizably Elvis, which I like because I feel like that could come across as like cornier if it was like he was super Elvis. I don't know. So it's just like
that's what I didn't like about the Austin Butler's version. I just didn't like how he matched him way too much. Like, no one's gonna recreate Elvis perfectly, and they try that way too hard. So I'm excited to I didn't see the other Elvis movie. What was it called again?
I think it was just called
Elvis. Just straight up Elvis. So I'm excited to see this version because I've been looking forward to this, and I like that they took a different angle at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like a super huge Elvis fan just because I have heard of like kind of, I think it's like he did treat Priscilla poorly and there was like a weird age gap. So because of that, I'm like, I do not idolize him as a person. So like I didn't see the Elvis movie specifically because of that. I'm like, I don't really care about Elvis. But like when I heard about this, I was so excited because I'm also like a Sofia Coppola fan. So I'm like, I really, and it's like A24 too.
Yes.
Like I feel like she's really going to do a good job. Because I mean, I feel like she doesn't really have any, at least in my opinion, none of her movies have been like misses to me.
Yeah.
That's good. She's got a good streak going.
What do you think about it, Sarah?
To be honest, I've seen the trailers. I've been keeping up with the news. And I am going to see it because I didn't know much about Priscilla until I think just a few months ago. And she's still alive, I'm pretty sure. And
she helped on set. I'm pretty sure.
And a few months ago where I read about her story and her impact and everything. So very sad though because of the age gap and how she was treated. So this movie is kind of like the story untold, or uncovering the sad truths that went down.
I feel like she gets to finally explain herself.
That's the best way of putting it. She does, I think.
Yeah, because she didn't help with the other Elvis movies, I'm pretty sure. And did the other Elvis movie, because there was a random death period with the family. Remember, there was this whole thing, Priscilla's, daughter died or something. What was it?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm not sure.
Am I thinking the wrong thing?
No, you might be right. Hold, please.
Yeah. So her daughter, Lisa Marie, died this year in January. It was a huge thing, and it was right around the time of that movie, I think, too. Well, what was the Elvis movie? It was something, I just remember it was very close together. The movie was released June 24th, 2022. But I think it was still trending then.
Yeah, also, I think in January, that was when the Oscars, I think, were happening.
Yep, that's what it was.
And Elvis was nominated for a few
and it was a whole thing. I remember because the Oscars were a day after her death or something. It was very close. That's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was. Thank you for saying that.
I didn't know that.
But anyways, I'm excited for this. I probably will see this one in theaters. I don't like theaters, but this one I will see. I explained this.
Are you going by yourself?
No, never. I explained this to Sarah, but I just don't like theaters. Okay, were you, when you were a kid, did your parents ever have the news on, all the time?
Not all the time, but it would be on sometimes.
Yeah. So my parents always did that in the mornings. Like, they always had the news. Like, I would just get ready for school and whatnot. But when I was little, like, I remember specifically that Colorado movie theater shooting. If you guys remember that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, there was this massive, like, really national shooting that happened. And I just remember seeing it and been scared ever since. My sister doesn't even go to movie theaters anymore. She won't. She won't even step in it because we just saw like the news being plastered when we were like too young, I guess.
Oh wow, I was expecting like a different reasoning. Wow.
No, I mean I'll go, but I just can't go alone, and I'll be really skeptical of what goes on in the theater all the time. And I will see a person that goes in by themselves with like a backpack, and I just get scared.
I will say this: I love going to theaters by myself. So when we were in the theater seeing Dark Knight, she texted me and Deja, and she goes, "What do you say?"
Okay, so there's this guy that was sitting in front of us. He like kept getting up and out, and I was just. It was not right in front of us, but it was
no, he was in front of us. I just don't remember him going in and out. But yeah.
There was two. There was one that was going in and out. I think that's what it was. But I was keeping an eye on both of them. But the one in front just kept throwing me off, and I was like eyes trained on him the whole time.
And she texted me, and I looked down, and this poor man is just eating popcorn. And I'm like, Joey, don't shame people for going to the theaters.
I'm just like, themselves. Okay, but they like bring that guy. I'm pretty sure had like a backpack or something with him, and I was just like, why? Why do you need a backpack in a movie theater?
I feel like I've never seen a person with a backpack in a movie theater. Because it's like, what's the point? Unless you're coming from school.
Yeah, because I always just bring a tote bag.
Yeah, like.
Oh, well, he could be smuggling, outside snacks, which I don't blame him.
That's very true.
But he had popcorn.
That is true.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a thing. Sorry to whoever that was sitting in front of us. I just can't, for the life of me, like, be peaceful in a theater.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's just, we're in America, so it's a very real possibility for
that
it
is
to happen.
Very true. But the last one I want to talk about, are you a Marvel fan at all?
I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I have seen, like, 80% of the movies. Like, I've watched a lot of Marvel movies.
Yay.
And I've watched, like, I watched the WandaVision show.
So good.
So, like, I'm well-versed in Marvel lore, but I'm not, like, I just wouldn't call myself a fan just because it's not really my cup of tea.
No, that's true.
Well, they're coming out with a movie, finally, but it's called The Marvels, and it focuses on Carol Danvers, who is,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, and she's with Kamala Khan and Monica, how do you say her last name? Rambeau,
yeah.
Rambeau. They're working together to save the universe. I haven't seen much about this, to be fair.
I haven't seen much about it, and to be honest, I'm not that excited, just because I don't have strong feelings towards either of the characters. I have seen Kamala, what's the show called? She had a show. I don't think it's called Kamala Khan. It's called something else. Hold on.
I feel like
Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I've seen the Miss Marvel show, and it was a cute coming-of-age show. Again, don't have a strong opinion about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monica, I did like her a lot from the Captain Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. And she was in, wasn't she in WandaVision, too?
Yeah, she was in WandaVision.
Mm-hmm, towards the end. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. But, I don't know. I'm just not excited about this.
I'm going to wait for it to come on Disney+. I know for a fact I'm not going to see it in theaters.
No, I mean, I feel like that's part of a problem for me, at least, with current Marvel, is, like, there's so many new releases, but they have also, especially recently, connected every piece of media that they've released so much. Like how you were saying, like, oh, that character's been in this and this and this. It's like, even if you do watch all of those things, like, gonna be honest, like, I don't remember what happened in Captain Marvel. I watched it. I saw it in theaters. I couldn't tell you, like, the specific plot. So it's like, in order to see this movie and to appreciate it for all of its worth, I'd have to rewatch Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Watch Miss Marvel. Maybe watch WandaVision again.
Yeah, definitely watch WandaVision.
Be reminded of all that. And then, I don't know, probably watch, like, Endgame or something again. It's like, there's
just too much connections.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing with Captain Marvel, when she was first introduced, I was like, what? I didn't really get her point of because there's already a lot of people that, from my understanding, she's basically has the power of the whole universe, right? Like, she runs the whole universe in a sense. But I'm like, there's already Thor, there's already Loki, there's already Guardians of the Galaxy, who runs, like, the outside of the Earth. And I'm like, how is she never mentioned before until that one movie?
She's very powerful, but I think I said this when we were talking with Zach
last week.
She, like, they set her up for Endgame because she was apparently going to play this huge part. She did not do anything in Endgame. She had very little screen time.
There was a meme about she just showed up with a haircut and that was it.
No, literally. So, yeah, this movie, I feel like is going to be pretty mid, maybe like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because it's like, what's the appeal to it? It's like, I feel like no one is really incredibly attached to these characters. And I don't know. And I prefer Marvel movies that are more comedy-based. My favorite Marvel movie, I think, will always be Thor Ragnarok. Like, it's like, that's
good movie.
Like, it's kind of, it can be a standalone because of, like, it doesn't interconnect too much, and it has, like, good comedic value, and it's rewatchable. It's like, I don't feel like this movie will necessarily have those factors.
I agree.
Well, any movies that you guys know that are coming out that you're looking forward to?
Honestly, just the Five Nights at Freddy's for me. Priscilla's been on my radar, but I probably...
Hunger Games is coming out.
Oh my God, the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to finish the book today. I'm so excited for that.
One thing I just saw was, where is it? My bad. I lost it. I kept scrolling. It's with Timothy Chalamet, Wonka.
Ah! How could I forget that?
That's coming out December 15th.
Oh, that's soon.
Has Timothy Chalamet, Olivia Colman, Hugh Grant, Keegan-Michael Key, who's funny. So I think that should be really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it, but I'm slightly skeptical just because I am a Timothy Chalamet fan. So I've seen most of his movies, guys, don't hate on me for this, but, like, I don't know that I'm confident that he's right for this role. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm going to have to see the movie because it's, like, see his take, but when it first was announced, it's like, it felt like, oh, they're just trying to, like, grasping at straws to find movie ideas. Like, young Willy Wonka, like, with Timothy Chalamet, like, it seems like someone could make that up as, like, a meme and be like, oh, young Wonka? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like he represented Wonka well either. I'm like, if anybody remembers watching that movie from their childhood, Wonka has such a crazy personality. Timothy, in his movies and his acting, he seems so much more on the dramatic, serious side.
Yeah. Like, I do think he has a lighthearted, personable aspect in his acting and, like, within himself. But, like, I don't know if it's, like, the correct level of, like, goofy necessary to play Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
That's true. I see that because Wonka has a certain type of mannerism about him. And the way he, like, speaks, too. It was kind of weird watching the trailer for the first time. But I'm still going to see it because I love Timmy. And when I remember when those first promo pictures came out of him in the outfits. Ooh!
Oh
I was thirsting.
Another one, I think everyone has to see the trailer for this, but it's Anyone But You with Sydney Sweeney, Glenn Powell, Alexa Shipp. It's this, it's a, let me see, what kind of movie is it? It's after Amazing First Date, Bea and Ben's fiery attraction turns ice cold until they find themselves unexpectedly reunited at a destination wedding in Australia. So they do what any two mature adults do, and that is to pretend to be a couple. So I love this. I love this kind of style movie. And I've seen a lot of promo for this movie. I totally forgot about this.
Really?
Yes, I've seen it all over my TikTok and Twitter too, because their promotion together, like, got the people shipping them together and whatnot. And there was a couple issue, I think, too, because Glenn Powell was dating someone.
Oh. I haven't, this is my first time hearing this movie. I haven't seen anything about it.
I've heard of it once before.
Yeah. I feel like it's promising and good for people who are like big rom-com fans. It's probably a movie I'm like, I'll hope it comes out on Netflix and I'll see it then. Like, I don't know if I would see it in theaters, but it does look interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And then last one, and then you guys can mention the ones you guys were thinking of. But the Iron Claw, that's the one with Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, the weird hair one?
Yes, the one where they all look very weird. It's a sport wrestling movie. It's about these brothers who made much history in professional wrestling in the 1980s. And this is like the meme that everyone saw of Zac Efron with that weird haircut and the gray T-shirt thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because he looked like a character from Shrek.
Yes, that's what everybody was comparing him to.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm kind of excited for it because this is also, I think this is Zach's one of his first movies with his new face, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know how, remember, his whole jaw got, like, destroyed and, like, restructured really weird?
I remember, like, everyone was hating on him because they just thought he was, like,
plastic surgery.
Like, Botox or something. But then it came out and everyone's like, no, he, like, needed this. This is, you know, for a purpose.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel bad that he got that hate for that.
Yeah, I did too. But he still looks good, I think. I think just keep a beer on because his jaw's really sharp now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think, like, it did not help his case that when his, like, new face was debuted was the same time that the weird hair for this movie was debuted. Yeah. Because then everyone's like, what the f happened?
But yeah, any movies you guys were thinking of?
Yeah, I have two. One of them I've seen the trailer for. It's called Foe. It's with,
like Foe, like
F-O-E.
No, F-O-E.
Oh, I thought P-H-O. I was like,
and that's pho.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's with Paul Mescal and Saoirse Ronan. And I'm honestly not even entirely sure what this movie is about. I think it has something to do with, like, I think Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal's characters are married, and there's some strain on their relationship. There's also something to do with, like, space. Like some going to space is involved. I don't know what this movie's about. Like, I watched the trailer. I was like, I'm not sure about this plot. But honestly, I feel like that's better than, like, a trailer that reveals everything.
Oh, yeah.
But it's mainly, like, the actors that are drawing me in because, like, I'm a Saoirse Ronan fan.
Yeah, me too.
I would consider myself a slight Paul Mescal fan. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen stuff that he's in, but, like, I've heard such good things about, like, Normal People and After Sun, and both of those movies are, like, well, Normal People's the show, but, like, they're on my list to watch, so, like, I'll get around to them eventually. Like, I have positive opinions on Paul Mescal, so.
I've never heard of this movie, but you mentioned Saoirse, and I'm definitely going to see it now because I love her very much.
Yeah, the other one is called All of Us Strangers. There is a trailer for it. I haven't watched the trailer, but it's a romance between Paul Mescal again and Andrew Scott, which I don't know if you guys know Andrew Scott.
I do remember him.
But, I mean, I think he was in Sherlock, so that's probably what he's most known for.
Yeah.
But he's the priest in Fleabag. Are you guys Fleabag fans?
I know what Fleabag is. I haven't seen it.
I never watched that. But he was in 1917, which is what I remember him from.
No, Fleabag is my all-time favorite show. So I love it. And he does it, like, I'm a fan of the actor because he's in my favorite show.
Of course.
And then, like, I don't know, it just seems intriguing. And, like, those aren't necessarily actors that you would pair up together. So I think it could be interesting.
It looks like a good movie. Again, Paul Mescal is great. I agree.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is there any movies that you saw coming out?
I forgot about Wonka. I'll probably see that. The Hunger Games is my most anticipated film. I've talked about it in the second episode of our podcast. But I would just say those two. And then, of course, Priscilla's been on my radar as well as Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot coming out. That's to, like, the end of 2023. There are two things in 2024, but I think that everybody has to know about. It's the Mean Girls musical, and it ends with Us book turns into a movie.
I thought that got canceled.
No, it's still on here. I think it's got a lot of hate.
I don't like Colleen Hoover. I'm just gonna put that out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes her. I did read this book. I did read the series, but I think the casting is horrible for this movie. That's why. Maybe it did get scrapped. I don't know. Good riddance if it did, because everyone told the director what to do, and he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Isn't there a movie supposed to be coming out for I'm forgetting the name. My Year of Rest and Relaxation. It's a novel by Otessa Moshfegh, and I'm pretty sure there's a movie coming out for her book Eileen, which like just released a trailer. I haven't read Eileen, but have you guys heard of My Year of Rest and Relaxation?
Is that the book with the cover of like the lady who looks like she's from the 1800s?
It's like a painting, like a Renaissance style painting, and it's like it has pink on the cover too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like that book got a lot of hype on like Book Talk.
Yeah, it was in the I don't know what category people put it in.
This one?
No. Go My Year of
Yeah, Eileen's the one. I believe there's a movie coming out soon for it. I haven't read that one, but I did read My Year of Rest and Relaxation. It is a good book, but it is kind of depressing and a lot. So fair warning. I think the same thing with Eileen. I think Eileen's supposed to be kind of a lot too. That's kind of how her writing is. There's a movie coming out. Ooh.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love book to movie adaptations.
Yeah, me too. Well, I think that's it for all the movies coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be a great end of 2023. A lot of good films to look forward to.
If you guys tell us what you're going to be interested in, like what movies you guys are looking forward to coming out, let us know in our questionnaire on Spotify. Thank you for coming on, Brynn.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you,
course.
Brynn.
Thanks for having me.
You've been wonderful. How do you feel?
I feel good. I'll come back if you need me.
Yes, absolutely. We would love to have you back.
Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I feel like I like doing these with our staffers because we like to get to know them better. I feel like I didn't know you very well before, but like having these conversations, I kind of get to know you, like how you watch things and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Sarah, you want to close us out?
I would love to. Thank you for listening to episode 5. This will be dropping Tuesday night. You can catch us every Wednesday. That's where you'll be able to hear us. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love
Our listeners.
we love talking to you guys, and I'm glad that you're listening all the way through. You guys are the real ones for that.
Real one for that. My dad started listening to this, so
shout out, Rich.
Hi, Dad. So yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you next week.
See you next week.